Hello everyone, my name is Brittany Lowe. It is Sunday, February 15th, 2025, and it is 7:05 p.m. here in Ohio. I am a student with Campbellsville University at the Carver School of Social Work. I am a graduate student. This week, my cultural snapshot is going to be about the Trump administration's desperation to unfire nuclear safety workers, but they can't figure out how to reach them. So this is something that I have been following pretty closely the last couple of days, last 2 or 3 days, just because I am genuinely trying to understand what's going on, but I will keep my opinions to myself for today. The employees were fired. The employees that were fired were part of the NNSA, which is the National Nuclear Security Administration. These jobs were tasked with designing, building, and overseeing the United States nuclear stockpile, and hundreds of nuclear analysts were fired in attempts to cut government spending and decrease the size of the federal government. Now, the administration allegedly did not know the task or the job descriptions that these employees held within our government, and they are now scrambling in attempts to rehire them, but they're struggling to get a hold of them. Once they were fired, they immediately lost access to their government emails, and so they do not have any alternative allegedly do not have any alternative ways to reach them to ask them to report back to work this Tuesday. So I'm having a hard time with that because I'm a state employee here in Ohio. I know that it looks different everywhere that you go, whatever state you're in, but I know that my employers have my personal email, my personal phone number, my home address, my husband's phone number. They have my emergency contacts. They have lots of ways to get a hold of me. So it's just a little bit bizarre to me that they are struggling to get a hold of these people, because if that is how strict it is, at least in Ohio, to work for the state, I can't hardly imagine that being a federal government employee, they would not have any way to reach them alternatively outside of their government issued employee or email. The supervisors are being encouraged to reach out to them alternative ways. I don't know if that is including their personal emails, personal phone numbers, social media, whatever, but I hope that they are willing to come back to work. That is a very important job, very important employees to have within our federal government. And it is a little bit concerning to me that this story is being covered nationally and probably globally, in that I am concerned that it makes the United States look as weak, or that we are an easy target currently, because we do not have these hundreds of workers who are dedicating themselves to our government, to the protection of our nation. So that is my cultural snapshot for this week. The article I found this week for immigration crisis is based on Ireland and the increased asylum seekers that they have seen since 2019 to 2022. As of 2022, there were 112,761 Ukrainians that had registered as beneficiaries of temporary protection due to the war, and a majority are believed. Even though a majority of them are believed to have left as of 2025, there are still 32,619 asylum seekers, including 9,011 children, who are still being provided in-state accommodations and protection. There were 3,062 male asylum seekers who are currently homeless in Ireland, and the rise in immigration has forced Irish lawmakers to come up with a contingency plan or some sort of plan to help kind of fizzle out this influx of immigration and asylum seekers that they are receiving into their country. That plan is said to include unaccompanied minors that are coming over without parents, guardians, or any paperwork. This plan is due to be submitted in April of 2025, and Ireland is facing a lot of backlash due to the lack of planning that has went into this immigration crisis that they have been seeing since 2019, specifically because it's been going on for so long and they still don't have something that is set in place according to the article that I read. The goal of this contingency plan is to implement resources quickly, so they can be deployed to prevent backlogs of people when asylum seekers surge, if conflicts continue to rise in the surrounding countries of Ireland. In chapter 10 this week of Global Problems, the Search for Equality, Peace, and Sustainability, it is questioned if someone who is fleeing economic collapse or war is an immigrant or a refugee. The acceptance of the person seeking asylum is up to the courts, and long-term asylum is not always granted for the person who is considered an immigrant or considered to be seeking asylum. Immigration can have a large strain on the economic system, the school system, and social services, which I believe is why Ireland is facing the backlash that they currently are, because they don't have something in place to appropriately or adequately give social services or the children a chance once they are coming into the country. They're kind of seeing an influx of people, and then now they're living on the streets, and they're coming over with nothing. They are not coming over with money. They're not coming over with ways other than themselves to help the economy. So the contingency plan that they're coming up with is important, so they can get things in action, and it's not just a free-for-all once people come over and hurt the citizens that are currently living there and doing their best to meet their own basic needs. So having a plan come 2025 hopefully will help kind of settle things and get the people who are immigrating or seeking asylum there in a better position to live comfortably without struggling due to their move.